Let's be honest, it's been an uninspiring start to the transfer window. Things haven't really accelerated in the way Arsenal would hope it would. But in the last couple of days, there's been little murmurs about a certain signing who is currently playing for the Spanish national team. So I'm just going to analyse him, see what he's about and why I think he could actually solve our issues and why Arteta probably will want him. He is a very good player. But before I begin, as always, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button and turn on those notifications. It really does help me out. And let's now get started. So Mikel Merino, if you didn't know about him, is 28 years old, currently plays for Real Sociedad, and he's a really good player. Let's get this straight. He's got the fundamentals to really play for big teams, and it's quite, a surprise he stayed at Real Sociedad for this long. He had an uninspiring spell at Newcastle in the Premier League. He didn't really show his ability. He went then back to Spain in Real Sociedad, and he's kind of revitalized his career. And a lot of people think he's a scrub. Let's not, lie. He's the sort of player you're not going to be inspired about. But I put him under the category of market opportunity and somebody who's actually an upgraded version of Granit Xhaka. Of course, Granit Xhaka is absolutely incredible, and some of the stuff he does on a football pitch, I feel like us as fans don't appreciate it, especially now at Bayer Leverkusen. He's got the qualities you'd want in a midfielder. So I'm just going to show you what Mikel Merino is all about and the sort of things he can do if he joins the Arsenal. So yeah, he plays left 8 or in the 8 role specifically. He can also play as a 6 as well or in a double pivot. We've seen him play with Zubimendi, who is another player we have been linked with, but he is adamant at staying at Real Sociedad. And I'll be honest, firstly, when I was watching Real Sociedad games to look at Zubimendi, the player I was actually more impressed with was Mikel Merino. The sort of, maturity he had on the ball, composed, dictating, moving the ball on, finding himself in really good half spaces and really good positions to receive it. Good passes between the lines. It's exactly what you need from a number 8. Granit Xhaka was really good at this when he was at Arsenal. The way he would pick the ball up and then play the ball in between the lines, it really created havoc on that left side, and Martinelli really benefited from it. And I feel like someone like Mikel Merino, he isn't going to be a fancy player. He's not going to create a bucket load of chances like Xhaka would do. He can get into forward areas too. Look at his goal against Germany at the Euros. That's him getting into a forward position, attacking the box and creating an overload in the box. And that's exactly what Mikel Arteta wants from his number 8. Coupled with his brilliant duel winning. He's one of the best duel winners in the whole of La Liga. If he goes into a duel, it's more likely than often he'll win the ball back. And Arteta, we know he absolutely loves a duel winner. So Mikel Merino will be absolutely perfect for Arteta in that sense. A duel winner and a box threat. And I feel like he's really good in that left number 8 spot. I talked about him being at Real Sociedad. He also did play with Martin Odegaard, which is another massive thing. I'll show you the graphic here. This is how Real Sociedad used to line up. You've got Marino and then Odegaard in the right number 8 position, just where he plays at Arsenal. So maybe Mikel Arteta is starting to see a potential relationship coming back with Marino and Odegaard, because they played really well together at Real Sociedad. There was this connection between the two. Odegaard with his immense pressing ability was really key. Marino would then cover the spaces when Odegaard used to go and press, whether that be in the left 8 position or in the right 8 position. They had that, relationship where, they can switch about whatever the game requires. So I feel like Mikel Arteta is definitely looking at that and looking towards that. He's probably had a conversation with Martin Odegaard regarding Marino. And of course, Marino, let's not lie, he is 28. When you're looking at players that are a lot older, you want them to be very mature and not really need a lot of, teaching to get better. And I think Marino is at that stage now where he just needs minor improvements, especially for what Arteta wants from his number 8. He can be much more of a box threat. I really do think he can be a real goal scoring threat. We see the goal against Germany. That is a proper midfielder getting into a really nice position and scoring. Also, when he came on against Germany, he was so composed, picking up all the right spaces on the pitch as that left number 6 or, getting in an advanced number 8 role. He knew what his responsibility and role was, and he provided fluidity. Him and Olmo on that side of the pitch caused havoc for Germany, especially in the last 10 minutes when Spain were pushing for that winner. So he's got that mentality and that understanding of the game that you really like. And of course, him being Spanish, Mikel Arteta, of course, would want one of his Spanish lads to be in the team. And of course, we've got Raya, but adding another in Marino, it's small things like that in football we don't really look at, but these are important things. He'll easily slot in, having a Spanish manager, maybe learning things a lot quicker as well. It's just these minor details really matter. We know Mikel Arteta is somebody who wants these non-negotiables, players who, have the right attitude. And you get that right attitude and understanding when, there's that language understanding and, that understanding there. So Mikel Merino being that sort of player is going to be really good for Arsenal. And I feel like I said, Mikel Merino, if he was to come in and be the number 8, it's going to completely unleash Martinelli. Because last season we had problems in that left side of the pitch, the left back, left wing, left centre mid or left 8. There was a poor relationship. We didn't really have any consistency on that side of the pitch like we did 2 seasons ago. Martinelli wasn't at it. Trossard was contributing. He had a really good season, but something just wasn't right really, whether that be even Zinchenko at left back. It just wasn't clicking. But Mikel Merino, he's an all-phase midfielder, dual winner, passer, box threat, all these sort of things that Martinelli needs. He needs somebody to feed him, and someone like Mikel Merino can certainly do that job of feeding. He has the passing capability and passing range to do that, and he's a dual winner. So if we have Zinchenko or Timber playing left back, if they come into midfield, Merino will have the understanding, just as Xhaka did when he played with Zinchenko, to go in that left back spot and create this nice little triangle, because triangles really do help, especially in the games against Fulham. Normally, when the right side of the pitch isn't performing, that's when the left side is now starting to perform. We used to have Xhaka do triangles. We used to have Zinchenko do triangles. We used to have Martinelli doing the triangles, and that left side was potent. So Mikel Merino, I feel like he'll bring back that potency, but again, he's kind of that medium target. I wouldn't have him as the number 1 choice, really. He's a good fee, 35 million, 30 million is being branded about, which is really good. But would I have him as the utmost priority? No, but I can see the similarities between him and Xhaka. That passing ability, the playing between the lines, the duels winning. And the engine of Marino as well is a massive, massive thing. He's got a really good engine. Maybe not as good as Xhaka. I think Xhaka's underrated attribute was the fact he's got an incredible engine to go up and down. Marino hasn't quite got that engine, but he's got the energy required to be in a midfield. And he'll seemingly fit into the Premier League, I feel like, especially as a team where we are. It's a lot easier now, I think, for new players that are coming in, because we are kind of established. We've built relationships in the team. I feel like players coming in and slotting in, it's going to be a lot better, and we're going to see fluidity from the get-go. But for sure, and market opportunity, Mikel Merino, not somebody who's going to raise the ceiling, he'll raise the floor for sure. If a game requires a left 8 who's all phases like Marino, you play him. If it doesn't require him, you get him out the team and you put Havertz back there like Arteta was trying to do, and have more of an attacking threat in the box. It just gives us that variety, and in football sometimes you need that variety because you never know what the game state requires. So I do see Mikel Merino as a very smart signing, and I did put the title as an upgraded Granit Xhaka. I feel like in this sense he is definitely a better passer, better than Xhaka as a passer. In terms of dictating the game as well, I feel like him and Xhaka are, on the same level in terms of dictating the game. Really, really good. I feel like Marino is a much, much better duel winner though. I feel like that's where he has the upper hand. If he's going into a duel, Marino will win it. And he has that long leg capacity, and, his body as well. How he uses his body especially is really good. We know Xhaka was so good at, winning those little, needless fouls in the middle of the pitch. Marino has the capability to do that and slow a game down. So I feel like if Arteta still wants the sort of player that Xhaka was in the team, you get Mikel Merino. If he's planning to change the role of the left number 8 to a much attacking role, like where we saw Havertz play there, then Mikel Merino isn't the guy you want as the first choice. You'd probably want him to raise that floor, and then we have a proper squad. He can also play 6 as well. I wouldn't say it's his best position, to be honest, for like 8, where he's got a bit of cover, a bit more energy and space in Declan Rice behind him. He'll definitely do well, but I'm just thinking someone like Mikel Merino is going to help a Gabriel Martinelli. We're going to see the best of Martinelli, and then that beautiful front 3, Martinelli, Havertz and Saka, will really be producing next season with Marino, Rice and Ødegaard behind them. It will look really good in some of the games that require that. But yeah, gunners, that's it for now. Let me know your thoughts on Mikel Merino. Do you feel like he's the sort of player we need? Is it a backward step? Am I talking, a bit too much in terms of him being an upgraded version of Xhaka? I do feel like he's got a lot of technical ability and has the dual winning capacity to really fit into our squad. But until next time, gunners, peace.